Marty and Morris were both waiting down at the bottom of the hill, and here comes Stripe from wherever he was. Oh, hi, cute stuffs. Oh, I'm coming. This one's heavier. Oh no, don't get your feet wet. You'll be mad at me.
Oh, you spilled water.
Come on, Tux. Come on, Gray. Let's go. Let's go. Goodness gracious, look at that oak pollen. And that's after blowing yesterday. Except for the fact that it's cloudy, it's really nice out here this morning. We asked A what the temperature was going to be today, and she said 91? Really? I hope they're wrong about that. Getting caught up, huh? Wow.
That's a lot of work watering those plants.
Aww.
I mean, there's like 10 of them up.
I spent about 90 minutes and put away the sorted Legos into the right bins. It took a little longer than I thought, and the very last 5 pieces I just put back in the bowl for next sorting time because I was tired of lifting bins and didn't immediately know where they went. Anyway, the floor's cleaned up. At least it's better than it was. It's time for me to get back to the Spike Prime robot, inventor robot, because I've got robotics this afternoon. I've got a solid 2.5 hours to get ready. That should be enough. I'm gonna start by putting the last few parts on the robot and building an attachment. I did go ahead and wire it up last night. I put the movement motors in E and F, the color sensors in C and D, and the gears on the front that move those medium motors in A and B. So it shouldn't take me too long to put the last few bricks on and build the attachment. And then we're gonna go upstairs in the garage because I've still got, not last year, but the year before's mission models up there, and this one attachment's supposed to solve that mission. And boy, wouldn't it be great if I could show that on today's session with the kids. So let's see how far I can get. Yeah, these are the pieces that need to be snapped on, and that's pretty straightforward. So that's first. As it turns out, the fairing piece that they mounted here, I don't have it. And it's because it shipped with the Spike Prime education set, and I have the Robot Inventor retail set. But I had this other fairing, and it's just decorative to hide the wires, so I did my own thing. It's all the difference in the world when you can rotate your instructions in 3D and see what's going on if you're confused about the orientation. All the difference in the world. That was fun. I've had Don and Johnny stop by with thoughts and comments and wows, and that's a big gear and, you know, lots of stuff. these gears here are engaged with the gear that's underneath the motor here. So if the motor's both spin at the same speed in the right directions, it should turn the gear. The gear does, it's not free flowing because the teeth are engaged, but it will move. And you can, you know, it's got the stick here. I'm not sure exactly what, that's probably spins around for various missions and puts this stick in the right spot to solve a mission. As it turns out, the tabletop just needs this stick. That's all it needs is this stick. It doesn't actually use the gear, but then there are some other things here that use the gear. So it's built, and I think it's time to go upstairs in the garage for a few minutes. I did get the Stargate to move. Is that not cool or what? So the stick, you're going to put it where you need it for whatever mission you're doing. I just think that's too cool. You gonna run it for me? Please, one more time. I just have it set for the motors to turn 5 rotations. That has nothing to do with how far, you know, well, I mean, it does have to do with how far it turns, but I just randomly pick 5 rotations, and that's not I'm guessing a complete turn is closer to 6 or something. There must be some math to that. I haven't looked into it. All right, I didn't get out to the table. I got the table vacuumed upstairs, but let's go look at the table. I have 45 minutes at the most left. Those of you that have been watching for a while have been upstairs in the garage attic before and have seen my first Lego League competition table. Unfortunately, the mission that I'm going to try to push with this bar, it's in a not easy to get to part of the table, but I'm going to make it work. Yeah, over there's base, and there's a nice riser that we built that's pretty safe and sturdy for the kids to stand on and stuff. You start everything from over there, although when you're learning about it, sometimes it helps to get closer. So I'm up on a step stool now. I'm going to run program 1. It should simply come forward, push this thing over, come back, and leave it. It ought to leave it like this. And they did demonstrate in the video that it would do that 10 times in a row. I'm guessing it needs to be more like that, because we don't want this part to hit. So maybe even coming in, it's probably coming in on this line somehow and just going to hit like that maybe. All right, let me see if I can get the program to run. The problem is I can't see the brick. So what program do I have queued up? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's number 0. I need to run number 1. Okay, and this attachment is meant to just lay in there. So in competition, if you need to put on a different attachment, you can do it really quick. Well, that didn't work so good. I mean, it went forward and then it backed up, but it didn't here. For the purposes of what I'm trying to do, I move the stick to the other side. So it's worth more points if you leave it like... I thought it would stay. Maybe not. I moved the stick to the other side. It got it closer to this side of the table. Makes it easier for me to start it. There we go. I have to look up, but that was worth probably 15 or 20 points in the table game. Now, of course, the hard part about this is, and I tore apart the bottom of my bridge, it's fine, is you got to come from over there to over here, and you got to line up in the right spot. So it's easy for me to just come and go eyeball it and go, oh yeah, that's about where I want to be to run that mission. Life is good. But getting there to run it that's a whole nother matter when the kids start programming. So normally I have them solve the mission in this scenario, and then we worry about how to get to where we're going to solve it. And it's totally the right thing to have the stick on this side because of the bridge on this particular table, but you know, for purposes of demo, that just made it easier on me. I am noticing these cool little Spike Prime Robot Inventor connectors. There was quite a few of them in this table. Like I said, that was a new piece for me, but then I didn't build the mission models, the kids did. Yeah, we got a few things piled up on the platform, but I am up on it over here, and you can see I'm much higher on the table now. And this is generally where the kids stand, and so I probably could run this with the stick on the right side from here and then not be messing with my bridge. That's probably what I'll do when I demo it for them. The swing set mission is actually a little harder. If you come in and you hit this, you're stuck and you'll pull the model off the table. What you're supposed to do, and I'm just using this stick for purposes of demo, is come in and you got to come in and then like come out over here and then turn into it and hit that and release the swing. And so that one is a little bit harder. I'm sure we could solve it with this, probably with the little stick down here. So we come up, when it's off of the thing, obviously it spins easy. So we come up here, and then probably we turn, and then we go forward a little bit, and we might be able to use that stick to do that mission, might. This attachment to me is unwieldy, and I don't see, I mean, it's totally cool, but I don't see, I didn't run across in the lessons yet why they wanted this. Because if you're just using it to mount the stick at that height, that's stupid. I'm sure that's not what they were doing. But anyway, these kids have not seen the table game because obviously we didn't do the table in the fall. And a couple of my, like there's a tree that's supposed to be mounted somewhere and it's loose. This goes on top over here, and you have to knock it in such a way that you knock it off. And anyway, a couple of my kids were real pros. This was hard. You have to come along, scoop it up, and leave it like that. That was pretty tricky. But they'll get a taste today of the table game. I came out and I vacuumed it off. I usually keep a plastic tablecloth on top because when we had the ceiling redone in 13, we still got junk coming down from the ceiling all the time. This attic and the other attic. I don't know exactly why that is, but yeah. So I keep it covered, but then I still end up having to vacuum it. I guess I'm good. I should go try to futz with the gyro sensor for a minute. If I could even do 190-degree turn, that would be a good demo. Well, it's time to go get a short drive in Ruby and get my pogo handled for the day before it's time to start cooking dinner. It's always like this on robotics days. It went well with the kids this afternoon, I think. It's a little hot in the garage attic while I was doing my demo up there. It's pretty warm out today, but other than that, it all went good. I'm home from playing pogo and I've come up the hill to visit with Stripe. He does like to lay up here on the towel. Hi, Marty. Hi. So I'm back from being up the hill.
Yeah, good news.
Back from playing pogo. Yeah. And I had a little surprise up there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Marty has a freshly snipped ear.
And that would be Marty with an I and not a Y. Is that
and correct? A shaved stomach, which implies female and spayed versus male and neutered.
Yeah.
I don't know who did that, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
It wasn't us because I had not got off my you-know-what and gone and got the drop trap.
Right.
So
that's a good thing because we don't need any more.
Oh no, we don't want any more unwanted kittens. We really don't want any more cats either. But I guess if somebody has taken Marty and gotten her fixed, we'll continue to feed her and try to keep Tux away from her and all that good stuff. But no one was more surprised than me. Well, you know, my eyesight's not really great. And she's finally getting close enough now. But the shave job and the ear job, it looks really new.
Really new.
So I'll keep an extra eye on her to make sure she's healing up okay.
And maybe once you start petting her, you could do that thing where you put a tag on it that says this dog or this cat comes over here every day and does something.
Send money for cat food.
Well, yeah, well, there was a thing. I remember reading.
Oh, right. The cats really like to have like 10 homes. The outdoor cats really make a circuit.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.